All right, what is good, champions? We are doing chest and biceps today. We are 1 week down in our 24-week prep, so now we're 23 weeks out from the Natural Olympia. First week went pretty great, and then not so great at the same time. So let's talk about the really great stuff, the not so great stuff, and the moving forward stuff. Great stuff. I dropped over 3 pounds in just 1 week, which tells me I had a lot of water retention probably from my little diet break that went a little bit more diet breaky than I should have. So I weighed in at 189.6 on the first day of the 24-week prep, and then yesterday I weighed in at 186. So I lost almost 4 pounds in just that 1 week, which is great, but it also tells me that, Chris, you don't have any discipline when you're on a diet. So that's a lesson that I've got to fucking take to heart, because too many times during my bulking phase, if you will, I let myself bulk more than I should. And when you're a natural competitor, an over 40-year-old competitor, hell, an over 30-year-old competitor, there's only so much muscle you're going to put on anyway. And here you are putting on a lot of fat to boot. So then now you got to turn around and take all that fat off. 24 weeks is a long time to get the fat off, but it's still like, dude, perhaps if you didn't get so fat to begin with, you wouldn't be in such a crazy, mountain to climb when you're getting ready to start your stuff. Now, I'm aware that 189 pounds on a 5'9" frame at 49 years old in the real world is probably rather athletic, I know that I don't have an ugly physique for the real world, but bodybuilding physiques and real world physiques are two different things. And in the natural bodybuilding world, trust me, 189 pounds on a 5'9" frame is pretty fluffy for most people. There's a couple of genetic freaks that are going to have a lot of muscle and be close to 190 pounds shredded, but those guys are few and far between. So yeah, the good thing was I dropped almost 4 pounds. Bad thing is I had a couple of emotional days that led to me having some binge eating nighttime things. So it's time to nip that shit in the bud. The emotional stuff was really dumb to get me as upset as it did, but time isn't on my side on a couple of things, and it's one of those like, all right, Chris, well, you got a lot of shit to do and not much time left to do it. So it's, you need to figure this shit out. So while I'm figuring these things out, it's important to realize that worrying about the problems while you're coming up with solutions doesn't do anything to help. Jesus tells us all the time, is worrying going to add a day to your life? No. In fact, I would venture to say that worrying can sometimes subtract days from your life. It's definitely going to make you do some stupid shit. So what good did this worrying do? Absolutely nothing. And but what I did at least figure out in this first week is that, Chris, you cannot let yourself fall into the traps but run into the same stupid habits you did in these last couple years of your contest preparations that turned into being less than half-ass contest preparations, and definitely led to you placing dead last when you know full fucking well you could have done a hell of a lot better. Period. End of fucking story. All right? It's time to be pissed off at yourself. It's time to be pissed off and work towards being better every single day. All right? So one of the great things about that, what we've done this week and what we're going to do going forward is on the days that I go to my gym is 1.5 miles away from me. All right? Yes, it means I have to get up about a half hour earlier, maybe even an hour earlier or whatever. And whatever, but walking to the gym is adding extra steps and just helping with the metabolism, helping with, burning more calories, everything else, while at the same time not making me be a gerbil on a hamster wheel and being on a treadmill for an hour a day. Okay, so taking the dogs for their walk, that's about a 45 minute thing. Then walking to the gym and walking back, that's about another 45 minutes. So 4 days a week at least, I'm getting about an hour and a half of walking in. And then on the other days that I don't have that, I can take the dogs on maybe a longer walk. Trust me, they're not gonna mind. And move on from there. I did not do any weighted vest walks this week. However, I think that has to change. And on the walks with the dogs at least, I should add, I have the 60-pound vest with, I can take out weights in 2.5 pound increments, and right now I have it at a 45-pound weight vest. I think what I'm going to do there is perhaps drop the weight down to 30 pounds because I was having a lot of shoulder problems, and I think a lot of that could be attributed to the vest. So we'll see. The extra weight will help burn some extra calories, and why not? Adding an element of suck to everything you do makes the things you do a little bit more productive. So why not add that weight? All right, so now today we're gonna do chest and biceps. My coach has he does high intensity stuff, and sometimes there's some things in there that don't even make sense to me, but I don't question the science because it works. First thing is gonna be 100 reps of incline Smith machine pressing. So it's rest pause stuff. Rest pause meaning take yourself to failure, stop, rest for about 10 seconds, and then push. All right, so I'm gonna have to select a weight. I don't want to select a weight that I can only do like 8 to 9 reps with, because then I'm gonna be there all fucking day trying to get this 100 reps in. But select a weight that I can probably press for 50, and then go from there. Then we got some chest flies and push-ups. We got some curls, all that good stuff. So follow along, let's have a good time. And then after I'm done with my workout, hop in the shower and then get ready for my clients, and then get ready to tackle the day. I got a good friend of mine coming in from out of town. We've been friends now for 25 years. He's coming in from out of town, so we're gonna do dinner tonight, and I have already figured that into my equation. I can eat a steak. I'll probably eat chicken instead, and some veggies, and no alcohol. I don't think that's gonna bother him. He's not, that's another thing. Let's talk about that. You got friends that almost expect you to have alcohol because you're out there with them. It's like, dude, I can enjoy your company without having to have a beer in my hand. I don't get that, and then it's like, I don't know, people almost question your manliness when you do that, and you're like, dude, you're the same guy that's sitting there talking about how you want to have a physique like mine, but yet here you are pounding down like your 4th pint of insert your beer here, and I'm not having any beer. And like, what the hell's wrong with you? What the hell's wrong with you, dude? You're trying to look like me, but you don't want to do the stuff that I do to look like me. Get the fuck out of here. All right. Anyway, let's get this workout in and enjoy. Next up is superset cable chest flies and push-ups. So let's go. So it's supposed to be a go to failure. First set was a warm-up. Next 2 sets are going to be failure at chest cable flies and push-ups. Those 100 reps of the incline press has made it. I just did the warm-up set and the 1 failure set. Just getting 3 push-ups has been almost impossible. So let's go. Next up are some flat dumbbell presses, and my warm-up set was just 30 freaking pounds, and it beat the hell out of me. How is that a thing? Probably going to be the most boring thing you're going to see. I'm supposed to do 100 certain weeks. So, let's go. So that workout beat the living shit out of me. It definitely did its job on bringing the intensity level up and make me really dig deep and push myself in a way that I wasn't capable or thought I could do. That rest pause thing for the 100 reps of the incline bench press, I mean, holy shit. You know, being able to bench press with dumbbells, flat bench, you know, like say 75, 80 pounds of dumbbell, normally isn't that difficult. But even just trying to use the 35s after all that other work was very hard. Lets you know that it's not necessarily the weight as much as it is the intensity of the work sometimes. Well, all the time, the intensity of the work is what matters. But you end up finding out after you've really beat the shit out of yourself with other exercises that maybe you can't go as heavy as you'd like to. That was a great workout. Now walking back home, I've already got 12,000 steps in, so I'll probably have, before the day's over, around 20,000. I've only had my protein shake for the day right now. Coach has me at 2270 calories, and which is perfect. I'm not gonna go above that. With the protein shake, I've only had 220 calories in me so far. So I got 2,000 calories basically to mess with. And I think for dinner or for lunch, go grab some BB Bop down the street, which is amazing. I got a dinner with a friend of mine later on today. Go to Longhorn, maybe have a steak and some like asparagus or something. And then just a small meal between those two. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to check out the other videos. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. And as always, unleash your champion.